Hello guys, welcome back to our channel Biolab India. This is Vamsi here at Biolab India. In today's video, we are going to kill this chapter Reproduction in Organisms. Yes, I'll be doing reproductive health soon. That video also will be coming on our channel. But this one short video of this reproduction in organisms, we are gonna complete whole how many pages of NCERT? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, nearly 14 sides of NCERT we are gonna complete in this video. This is gonna be an NCERT oriented video. So I request to all of you to please sit with your NCERT, underline the points which I am gonna tell you. Okay, so let's move on further with our one shot. Before moving, this one shot is back again, so you have to show your love by liking the video. Please do it now. Now let us discuss about the first topic, that is your lifespan. Now what is this lifespan actually? See, lifespan is a period of an organism from its birth to natural death. Okay, write it. This is the second line of your NCERT. The period from birth to natural death of an organism represents its lifespan. Okay, let me give you a small idea about this lifespan. Generally, human lifespan, it was before some 100 years, but now 100 to 150 years, but now it has been reduced due to pollution and all 70 years. This 70 years is also including the medical facilities that we are having now. Okay, that is the human lifespan now. Okay, let me check whether I am seeing or not. Yes, this till here. If I go there, I'm not able to see. Okay, now this is my space. I can drop here. See, 70 years. There is a human so-called A. There is a human A. This A human actually during his 24 years of age, he met with an accident. Okay, during his 24 years, he met with an accident. Okay, let me write it neatly since I have to provide you the notes. Okay, if you don't want notes, you say we will be writing. I will not be providing you the notes for these one shots. Okay, this a person A met with an accident and he died. So sad. 24 years, when he was 24 years. Now tell me his lifespan. His lifespan would remain 70 years. Okay, his lifespan is 70 years, but the thing is, this is not his natural death. The accident is not his natural death, but it is an artificial death which in between his life's journey, he got killed by an accident. Okay, so that is why you should not say that his lifespan is 24 years. No, it's wrong. It's false. The lifespan remains 70 years. So that is why in NCERT it has been clearly mentioned that lifespan is the period from birth to natural death. Natural word is very important. If they can ask you in the form of statement questions, they'll be skipping natural and give you the statement. Then you have to opt it as wrong statement since natural word is not present. Only death is wrong. Okay, very done, very good. Okay, there is other line in NCERT saying that size of an organism is not correlated to the lifespan of that organism. Now tell me what is the meaning of this. This is very important. Okay, let me just So do this. Let me just erase this. Since it is just an example, natural is very important. You have to underline that. Okay, let us highlight. Then the circling and all, it will spoil the notes. Okay. Oh, sorry, I cannot do anything at that go. Okay, let me write it again. No problem. No issues. Natural. Okay. Now let me just highlight it. It is very birth to natural. Now the size of an organism is not correlated to the lifespan of that organism. Now give me the meaning of this statement. Okay. Now give me the meaning of the statement here. This is a very important statement that is mentioned in our NCERT. Actually, they have also mentioned you two examples also, one in animals and one in plants. Let us consider the animal one. Let us consider an example of animal example. Let me give you. Let me mention the example with purple color. This is your example of animal, that is apes, birds, crow and parrot. Have you seen this crow and parrot? Parrot is green in color, okay? Crow is black in color. Now don't try to give the differences between these two, okay? Just remember, I wrote it, okay? I wrote it, no problem. Actually, the thing is, size of the crow is similar to size of parrot. We all know. Size of crow is similar to size of parrot. But the thing is, crow is just having 15 years of its lifespan, but parrot is having nearly 10 times the lifespan of the crow. Are you seeing this? See this magic. Not magic, whatever you call. See here. This crow is having 15 years of lifespan. This parrot is nearly 10 times that of the lifespan of the crow. It is having a lifespan of 150 years, 140 to 150 years. So now say, is the lifespan related to the size of an organism? Now tell me. No. No, size of the organism, lifespan is not correlated to size of the organism. That is the meaning of this statement, and this is an example given in our NCERT. Now right there, they have given size of crow and parrot are same, but their lifespan show a great variation, right? Right beside, crow is 15 years, parrot is 140 to 150 years. Write it there and okay. Now, every living organism is mortal. Am I right? No. Okay, this is a continuation from here. Put this, put it like this. Go take it up. You continue there since the next slide. Okay, I can add the slide. If you give me a minute, I'll be adding the slide. Okay, give me a minute, I'll be adding the slide. ठीक है जी. Give me a minute, I'll be adding the slide here. Keep slide. Yes. Now fine. I've added the slide. I hope you are. It is visible to you. Yes. Now let me just check. I'm just checking if the slide is still simple to you or not. Okay. Now every living organism is mortal. What is mortal? There is no immortal organism, means every living organism should die. But they have given you an exception in your NCERT mentioning except single celled organisms. Why is this? Why these single celled organisms are not mortal? Why they are mortal? Immortal, sorry. Why they are immortal? Now see guys, actually what happens is single cell organisms mainly follow a sexual mode of reproduction. Okay, so what? they mainly follow a sexual mode of reproduction. In this sexual mode of reproduction, what happens is, the thing that happens in this sexual mode of reproduction is very simple. Generally, I am taking an example of binary fission, guys. Okay, here is an example of binary fission. There is much difference between fission and fusion. Do not confuse between those two. Fission means breaking, fusion means joining. Okay, binary fission. I am taking an example of amoeba. Amoeba. Okay, here let me draw the amoeba. Not good artist. Just I am trying to draw some amoeba, random amoeba. Okay. Okay, this is all space, right? I can draw it there. Here I am drawing it. This is not amoeba. Okay, I got it. Got it. Like these. Okay, amoeba. Now again I cannot draw. Please wait. Just drawing, there's a big headache. Okay. Okay. Not at all nice. A last try, guys. This is the last try. I cannot do anything more if it does not. Actually, I can draw in any way, amoeba. But the thing is, I want perfection. Okay. Now this is an amoeba. It is having its nucleus in the center. This red colored portion is its nucleus. Okay. Cytoplasm, pseudopodia. Now what happens is, this actually in unicellular organisms or single cell organisms, especially I am taking here considering the example of binary fission of asexual mode as an asexual mode of reproduction. Now what is happening is, this divides into two cells. Okay, division occurs. Okay, yes, division occurs. What happens if division occurs? I'm just writing division. I cannot again draw this image like this. So what happens if division occurs? Okay, division is occurring. Okay, we have considered division. Now what is happening? See, when the division is occurring, this parent amoeba, this is your parent amoeba, it is dividing into two. What two? Two daughter amoebae. Okay, one daughter amoeba is this, second daughter amoeba is this. Now the interesting thing here is, these two daughter amoebae are exact copies of each other. Here it is not possible to show, so that is why I've shown. They are these two daughter amoebae which are here. These two daughter amoebae. Okay. I know what to do now. Come here. Yes. See, these two daughter amoebae are the exact copies of each other. They look alike and they are the exact copy of the parent. Parent divides into two daughter amoebae. Okay, here this parent. Okay, here. Okay, wait. Yeah, this parent is dividing into two daughter amoebae. Are you seeing this? Two daughter amoebae. So these two daughter amoebae are the exact copies of each other as well as the exact replicas of the parent. So now what happens if they are the exact replicas of the parent? Okay, now the parent itself has divided. The parent itself grew. The parent itself reproduced. Here in single cell organisms, mostly cell division equals to cell reproduction equals to cell growth. Everything is the same. Okay, so then what? Now the parent has lost its it has lost its physical identity and it is representing itself in the form of two daughter amoebae. The parent has lost its identity and it is representing itself in the form of two daughter amoebae. Okay. So that is why these so-called single-celled organisms are immortal. So that is why we say that these so-called single-celled organisms are immortal since they are representing themselves in the form of the next generations. So now here you can write a simple equation which is formed by me, that p parent is equals to 1 plus 2. Simple equation. By this equation you can understand the statement which is written in our NCERT. Clear? Okay. Moving on. Moving on, here we have to discuss about reproduction. Okay, again I have to add a slide here. So actually I did not put gray slides, so that is the problem. That is why I am keeping on adding the slides. यहाँ तक आ गए क्या? Okay, okay. Now let us see the reproduction. Now I'm not gonna again repeat the definition of reproduction. I've already took a detailed lecture of this in the part 1 of human reproduction. Part 1, human reproduction. Now watch that video, introductory video. Now since I have started the human reproduction as a first topic for your reproduction unit, so that is why I have took a long class for that in order to explain the definition of reproduction and its importance, significance and definition. I have took a long class there. Please go watch it if you want the definition, if you want it seen. Now directly I'm gonna jump. I have already told you this types also, but here it is necessary, so that is why I'm directly jumping it to types. So types of reproduction. Two types. One is your asexual mode of reproduction. Second is your sexual mode of reproduction. Oh, oops, this is wrong. So have to highlight it. Asexual mode of reproduction and sexual mode of reproduction. Okay, now let us see the difference between these two, sexual mode of reproduction and a sexual mode of reproduction. Sexual mode of reproduction. What is sexual mode? What is a sexual mode? Now let's try blue. Starting with asexual. Asexual generally includes a single parent. Okay, single parent, no need of two parents. Here, single parent or two parents. Okay, sir, what is single parent? I'll be explaining you within a few minutes. Please control your anxiety. Single parent or two parents, both. In NCERT, this word is not clear. Okay, single parent in NCERT is not there. I've added because of some fellows. There are, okay, those fellows are nothing but unisexual organisms. What about unisexual organisms? Their single parent is producing both the gametes. So now, with or without gamete formation. Actually, we think this gamete formation is a key feature of sexual reproduction. No, in asexual reproduction also gametes may be formed, may not be formed, but sexual reproduction is with gametes, with gamete formation, with gamete formation. Now, even though if these gametes are formed, no fusion occurs. Now, see spore. Okay, consider the example of, okay, this is just an explanation here. So let us change the color to purple again. Example, I am considering the example of spore. Spore, it is an male gamete. Male gamete. I am considering an example of fungal spore. Okay, fungal spore. It is a male gamete. It is a male gamete. Yes or no, bache? Yes. Fungal spore, it is a male gamete. Now, what happens if it is a male gamete? Now, when these spores are released, there is no fusion occurs between two different spores. This is a spore. If this is a fungal body, spores are dispersed from the sporangiophore, sporangium, bob-like structure terminating at the end of the sporangiophore. Those are your spores. They get dispersed by wind, some sorts of other mechanisms, and they come to when there is a favorable conditions for these spores in order to germinate. What they do is they come on to land. Now here I have to use brown color. Okay, now these spores after dispersal they come on to land. They land here under favorable conditions. They start germinating and they form their own fungal bodies. Here the fungal bodies are formed without the fusion of these two spores, male and female spores. No, male spores get dispersed, they land here, they germinate. So but whereas coming into sexual reproduction, this makes a difference between sexual and asexual reproduction. Fusion is there. Fusion occurs. What fusion? Fusion means simply addition. Addition of what? Male and female gamete. Female and male gamete ko fusion. Fusion of male and female gamete takes place in the sexual mode of reproduction. Okay, not like this. The mechanism is not like this, but male gametes come, female gametes and male gametes come together, they add each other, they fuse together, they form a zygote, zygote forms embryo, so on the development takes place, which we have seen in the which one, human reproduction chapter. Yes, in the human reproduction chapter we have already seen it. If anyone hasn't watched that, please go watch human reproduction. Okay. Here the thing is, here the next differences are, for that even I have to add the slide. Okay. Oh, no need to add. No need to add. Yes, asexual reproduction. Now let us start with the asexual reproduction first. Then we will be moving on to sexual reproduction. Starting with the asexual reproduction first. Now put the side heading asexual reproduction. Asexual reproduction, very easy. Let's complete this topic now. Yes, this mode of reproduction you have already studied in your lower classes. Let me write the simple introductory statements here. Offsprings produced. I have already told you this. I'm just writing here in order to give you notes. Produced are not only identical to each other, but they are identical to the parent, hence they are termed as clones. What are clones? Clones are the exact Xerox copies of parent. That is the key feature of your asexual reproduction. Clones are formed in asexual reproduction. Clone formation. Asexual reproduction is nothing but clone formation. Okay, okay. These clones are morphologically similar as well as genetically similar. So that is why I have told you that the parent itself is representing it form in the form of its next generation. Parental parents are itself representing their form, um, them in the form of their next generations. So these clones are not only morphologically but they are also genetically similar to the parent as well as each other. Okay, okay. Now, now in asexual reproduction, what happens? Let me write the equation that I have told you before. Cell division is equal to cell growth is equals to cell reproduction. All are one and the same. How? So see, if this mother amoeba wants to divide, it has to grow first of all. In order to grow, it has to undergo cell division. During cell division, it is a single cell, so it forms two different cells. Okay, these two different cells form their nuclei each. So that is why cell growth has occurred. One cell is converting into two cells. Cell growth has occurred. This growth process is itself cell division. Cell division, growth, and it is forming two new cells, two new daughter cells. So that is why this is itself reproduction. Very clear? Are you clear with this point? Are you clear with this point? Okay. Now let us come to the types of types and methods of asexual reproduction generally seen in different organisms. Asexual mode of reproduction is common among single-celled organisms, unicellular, and in plants and animals with simpler organization. Plants and animals with simpler organization. What are plants with simpler organization? Yes, alga. What are animals with simpler organization? Sponges. Sponges. And the first two kingdoms, protists and monerans. Protists are multicellular eukaryotes. Multicellular prokaryotes. Monerans are unicellular. What I'm telling, protists are unicellular eukaryotes, whereas monerans are unicellular prokaryotes. Okay, okay, clear? That is that is the thing. In some protists and monerans, this equation happens in some protists and monerans. Now let us move on to the types of asexual reproduction. Let us go to a new slide. To the heading, types of asexual reproduction. What are the different types of asexual? Okay, I know this happens every time when I try to draw a line, so that is why I highlight. Okay, put this heading. Let us move with the first type of asexual reproduction. We all know. Come on, bache. Come on, bacho. Write the first one. That is binary fission. Binary fission. You all know. Single parent forms two children. Okay, that is binary fission. Generally, in the case of amoeba, binary fission is in the case of amoeba. Binary fission is in the case of amoeba and paramecium. I have to tell you about the ancestration in amoeba. I'll be telling you now. Then we'll be moving on to next. Actually, what happens in amoeba is in amoeba in amoeba during in amoeba during unfavorable conditions. What happens is these pseudopodia are withdrawn and a cyst is formed around the organism. Around this organism, this is your cyst is hard covering. Okay, I hope you are not able to see this side. Okay, let me push myself. Oh, cyst. What is cyst? Cyst. Okay, here. Cyst. Here. This cyst is an hard covering. Cyst is an hard covering. Okay, it is better if I stay here only. It is better. What is a cyst? Cyst क्या है? Cyst is the hard covering. Trying little Hindi now. Cyst is the hard covering. When does this cyst form? The cyst forms during unfavorable conditions. What is the time that happened when I started the video? Okay, it is already 30 minutes. 30 minutes of lecture we have completed, guys. See. Okay, I will not take more than 1 hour. If the video exceeds 1 hour, if this I hope 1 hour sexual reproduction. Next part 2 sexual reproduction will be completing. Come on, not waste time. During unfavorable conditions, cyst formation takes place, so that is why it is called as encystation process. What is encystation process? During unfavorable conditions, the pseudopodia of the amoeba are withdrawn and a cyst hard covering is formed, and this hard covering is called as cyst, and the process of formation of cyst and that phenomena is called as encystation. Okay, encystation. Now, when favorable conditions reoccur again, this amoeba, after this encystation, during favorable, now unfavorable conditions are gone. Now cyst has protected the amoeba, the organism, from the unfavorable conditions. Now suitable conditions occurred. Now what happens? This amoeba, inside this cyst only, it divides by multiple fission. What is multiple fission? Here binary fission, single organism produces 2 children, but in multiple fission, division by multiple fission, single organism produces many organisms. Single parent produces many organisms. Multiple fission. Okay, as in the case of Plasmodium vivax. Single organism divides multiply, cuts, divides multiply, and it forms pseudopodiospores. These are your pseudopodiospores. Okay. When these pseudopodiospores are formed, what happens is this cyst get ruptured around the organism. The cyst get ruptured. Now no cyst. Multiple fission. Pseudopodiospores are ready. And they get escaped out. These are pseudopodiospores. These get liberated. This is the condition of multiple fission in amoeba. This is the special condition of multiple fission during unfavorable conditions in amoeba. Okay, generally binary fission happens. This is the case of special case, that is your multiple fission in amoeba. ठीक है जी, ठीक है. Okay. Now let us move on to the second type of asexual reproduction, that is the budding. Not budding, it's budding. Okay, budding. What is budding or budding? Okay, budding or budding. Here what happens is unequal and small buds are formed. Buds are formed. What are the example? Example is yeast. Your favorite, and my favorite is bread, not yeast. Okay, this yeast is generally used in making pizza bases, breads, etc. Fluff, and also brewing industry. My favorite. Okay, brewing industry, my favorite. Yeast and hydra. ठीक है, yeast and hydra. Now let me show you the budding in yeast. If this is an yeast, okay, this is an yeast nucleus at the center always. Okay, yeast. Now what happens is a small unequal projection comes here. Unequal projection. This is called bud. Oh, sorry, bub, not bud, not bub, bud. Unequal projection bud. Now, in many cases, this bud detaches from the parent, and comes out and leads its own life. Here, the physical identity of parent is not lost. Physical identity of parent is retained. Physical identity of parent is retained, unlike binary fission. There, the physical identity is lost completely. Here, not lost. Okay. Here, I haven't mentioned that. Please mention it. Physical identity of parent is lost. Please mention it here. Here physical identity is not lost. Okay. Now this is in many cases, but in some cases what happens is, if this is an yeast, if this is an organism yeast, now this bud remains here and another bud forms, and another bud forms, another bud forms. Like these are individual buds, and this group of buds forming is called as chain of buds. Okay, again buds, no buds. Oh, chain of buds are formed in some cases, but in many cases this happens. Many cases, not many cases. This is the thing, the lecture gets lagged because I have to provide you notes. If you write the notes on your own, I will be just explaining you rough idea is enough. Okay, no problem, put it aside. And this amoeba, I have forgot to tell you this. This process is called as sporulation. Oh. दोनों जगह पे लिखते हैं एट ए टाइम. Sporulation process. I know this comes. I know. Okay, leave it like that. Write it here. Sporulation process. Just leave it like that, no problem. This is carrying out. What is this? Okay. I can't do anything, guys. Just mention their sporulation. Okay, this is your second type of asexual reproduction, budding, antecedent, hydra, and yeast. Like, yaar, what's this? What's this? Okay. Let's see the third type. That is that is okay, let me show you one thing. Let me show you. That is zoospores. Okay, write it here. Spores or zoospores. Zoospores are motile structures. Motile structures. They are having two flagella. They are having two flagella. Zoospores are motile structures. They generally look like this. In your NCERT, the example which is mentioned is in the figure. That is of Chlamydomonas. Chlamydomonas. This is generally seen in alga. Alga. Okay, plant kingdom, plants, lower plants में zoospores. See, let me show you this Chlamydomonas. Think for some time. This is your Chlamydomonas. Okay, this is your Chlamydomonas, and the zoospores are here. They are getting released. Okay. This is your zoospore. This is your zoospore. Motile. Two flagella. Flagella. Due to the presence of flagella only, it is motile. Due to the presence of flagella only, it is motile. The fourth type. Okay. Fourth type. Jamules or Jamules, whatever you call it. Jamules. I am calling it as Jamules. These are generally found in sponges. Sponges. Okay. See here NCERT diagram. One circle is like this. The next circle is inside like this. But I cannot draw it like that. I have to erase. I have to draw the bottle right here. Okay, I just put this diagram inside. Fill this bottle with beads. This is an bottle. You are filling with beads, and those beads are your gemmules. These bead-like structures are your gemmules. What are rest present? Silicious spicules. These are your silicious spicules. Those X marks. Those are your silicious spicules. They are made up of silica. Silicious spicules. If the spelling is wrong, just pardon me, please. Just leave me. Silicious. The spelling is correct. Okay. These are your gemmules. They are found in. What? They are found in sponges. Now moving on to the second type, fifth type. Sorry, that is your vegetative reproduction. Vegetative reproduction. It is a mode of reproduction that is seen in plants. What happens is, from this word only you can understand that vegetative parts reproduce. Vegetative parts or produce. This is a method of sexual reproduction because a fusion of gametes is not taking place. Generally, what are the vegetative parts? Root, stem, leaves. Yes, roots. Example for roots is given. Yes, roots, stems, leaves. Yes, leaves. Have you ever seen the bryophyllum leaf? If not, see in your NCERT. Bryophyllum leaf. Stem. Potato is the underground stem modification. Yes, potato. Eyes of potato. See, this is your potato. Here there are eyes. And where these eyes are formed, that bottom place is called as node. Since this is having node, that is a stem. Stem only contains nodes. Roots does not contain nodes. And this roots example is offsets. offsets. Example for this roots is offsets. Okay, these structures, offsets, runners, stuckers, stolons, etc., etc. In the stem also you have rhizomes. These rhizomes are found in ginger and banana. No. Okay, rhizomes. Runners, suckers, stolons, offsets, tuber, bulb, etc. Bulbil. Okay, not bulb. Sorry, it's bulbil. Okay, offsets. Offsets are seen in water hyacinth, or it is also called as Bengal terror or pistia or Bengal terror. Okay, Bengal terror. That is your fifth method of reproduction. Fifth method of reproduction. Now let us move to the sixth method. Let me just that is the last method. Please do not worry. This is the last. Okay, let me just add 11th slide. There you go. I hope you are able to see that. Yes, I'm completely out of the screen. It is 45 minutes. Okay, no problem. This would be the last. Okay, that is your fifth, right? Now it was in sixth. Sixth is fragmentation. What is fragmentation? Fragmentation is the breakdown of organism into fragments. Okay, organism does not divide; it breaks into fragments. Okay, the organism breaks into fragments. Example is Spirogyra. This example is from your 10th class. Okay, 10th class. And this is Hydra is also given as a fragmentation. Okay, Hydra is also given as fragmentation. No, it is okay. It is also given as fragmentation. Hydra. Clear. Okay, let me show you this Spirogyra diagram. Spirogyra is having ribbon-shaped mitochondria. This is one unit of like this Spirogyra. Now it is having ribbon-shaped. Now the thing is, this Spirogyra breaks here. This goes into one fragment. This grows into other fragment. This grows into a new organism. This grows into a new organism. This grows into a new organism. Okay, this is the thing that happens in Spirogyra. That is your fragmentation. And I have some important lines from your NCERT. Okay, let us add a new slide and study them. Some important lines from your NCERT. I'm just reading it. See, advantageous buds arise from the notches that are present at the margin of the bryophyll. Actually, we have seen the leaf of bryophyll. This is a leaf. A typical leaf of a bryophyllum generally see this. Okay, it is not like that. Let me just erase this and again draw it. Okay, generally it is like this, a typical leaf of bryophyllum. It is not red in color, it is green in color. Just I have drawn in red in color because in order to show you these leaflets. On the margins of leaves, these leaflets are found. See, like this. On the margins of the very clear, like this on the margins of the leaf. Once these fall down onto the earth, they germinate into new bryophyllum plant. Okay, that is one thing. This is your margin of leaf. That is one important point. Margin. On this margin, notches are present. On this notches, these leaves occur. Leaflets. Leaflets occur. Okay, that is the first important point. Second important point is asexual mode of reproduction is common method of reproduction in organisms that have relatively simpler organization like algae, fungi. Fungi also show a sexual mode of reproduction, that is your spores here. Okay, spores, where are these? Here, write conidiospores also. Okay, not like this. Fungal spores, you write fungal spores. Example, conidiospores of Penicillium notatum. Penicillium. Okay. Next one. They shift to sexual mode of reproduction just on conditions. Asexual or vegetative as well as sexual modes of reproduction are exhibited higher by higher plants. Sexual mode of reproduction is present in most of the animals. Okay guys, this is the end of this lecture. That is your asexual reproduction and introduction to this chapter. This is your one shot part 1. Okay, one shot part 1. In the next video we will be seeing the sexual mode of reproduction part 2. Okay, in the next video we will be seeing the sexual mode of reproduction. Until then, take care, bye bye. This is Vamsi signing off from Biolab India. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat. I hope you like this session. If you like it, please hit that like button very hard and also consider subscribing to the channel by turning on the bell notification. You will be able to get the notifications whenever I upload a video, so that you will not miss any of my lectures. So this is Vamsi signing off from Biolab India. Thank you guys. Have a great day further. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.